And we're starting here with pure skill and the mouse going under the hill, just as you said, Daki. And it looks like the rest of Rage.Quit are going to be going to the west side of the map, and so is Kazna.
Yeah, no surprises there, Kazna. They know that Rage.Quit is going to go to the 1-2, so they're setting up a little bit of a trap there. You can see they want to do some damage on the crossing.
Shots coming out from Alien and Vetso, and Cactus is a focused fire. Caster Curse, Urwis is the second one being shot at as well. Man, if there's one thing I can do, it's actually put the spooks on a player, Daki. I am not going to call player names out at the start anymore.
So great stuff there from Kazna. You know, the opening, it's a standard one. You send Stefan or somebody else. Isna could spot as well to spot the crossing. You get your TVPs to unload, do some damage. If you get lucky, you track somebody twice, you kill him. Cactus was a little bit lucky that he survived that, but still, taking so much damage in the beginning, it's not the greatest start for Rage.Quit. Yes, they still have that artillery piece, and they're going to need him to do some damage at this point, because you see Rage.Quit at this point, they have 10,600 HP, right? We also have to imagine that 3k of that is the mouse. So in essence, Kazna is further ahead than you actually think they are, because the mouse has the amount of HP he has. So it kind of like makes it look more even than it is.
Also, they lose a little bit of health from the artillery as well, because artillery's only
Yep.
got 400 HP, so it kind of balances out. Kinda.
Maybe, perhaps. But the obvious play for Kazna, I mean, it's still going to be going down that 8 line at one point, get somebody on the boost, probably Stefan will go for that, get him on the boost, then he plays from there, pushes the mouse back, you then use your 1-1-3 or you push with batches down the 8 line, and then you come from that angle, because they know there's 3 batches from Rage.Quit in the 1-2 line, and with a batcha, you can be 200 HP, you can still land 5 shells, it doesn't change anything, and then Kazna might lose a lot for that.
We just say Yeezy there doing some speculative shots there with the T49 and this little derp gun. It connects with something, actually pens it. That'll be a really pretty brutal shot, to be honest. Right, here goes Stefan doing the boost exactly as you predicted, Daki.
Yeah, he likes to be on those mountains, he knows how to do it. He might take 1 shell here from the mouse, as the mouse does, land the shell. He should be okay though, the mouse shouldn't be able to land the second one, and he can do some nice damage in return towards him. Because, you know, heat ammo onto that mouse, he should pen 3 out of 5.
Someone actually got a connecting shot there on number 1 skills and the grill and tracked him as well.
Perhaps Isna. Could still be Isna or Vetso.
It's quite a cheeky little shot to be able to connect with that one. Now we can see here the viewpoint of Alien just sitting up there in the middle hill trying to see if he can get vision on anyone, as Stefan's going to carry on his little drive over to the flank of the map that you called out earlier on. Now is anyone going to join him in that area, Daki?
Probably not. You really only join somebody if the enemy team has somebody in that H0 position. If they do the defensive boost from their side, then you need 2 guys there to react against that, but they don't. So Stefan, they can send somebody else up there, because some teams like to go for a 2-pronged attack where you push the 8 line, and at the same time the 2 batchas, they cross over into the HJ0 on top of Gremek, because there's a hold down there as well, of which they can land shells and then later drop onto that batchat. But it really kind of depends what you're going for as a team, if they just want to push 8 line or they just want to, you know, do that 2-pronged attack.
So very slow play at the moment here from Kazna. They're just waiting for their opportunity. At some point they will make a move here. Rage.Quit on the defense don't have to do anything, but the thing that's getting me, Dak, is that Kazna spotted this Rage.Quit push earlier on where they went down into this bottom corner. We were looking just now at Cactus and Seba and Urwis. Now, Kazna, when they do push, are going to come from the other side, aren't they? And Rage.Quit are not really thinking about that, which is a bit unusual.
Well, Rage.Quit team, they have all their bases covered. If you see here, Halu and number 1 skills are both aiming at Stefan. So if Stefan makes even the slightest of mistakes when peeking over that, he is going to go down, so that might be a good thing. Now, there's a little bit of an issue that the mouse has so much HP, because it's going to be hard to deal with him. But still, the play here, the best play, the most obvious play as well for Kazna is down that 8 line. And Rage.Quit is not in the ideal setup for it. It depends on how long pure skill can really survive.
And you can see here, just as we move the camera around the mouse, how ridiculously thick the armor is on it and how much of a pain in the rear end it is to actually try and penetrate it. Now, Daki, for people not familiar with where to shoot at the mouse, other than its rear end. Where else are you going to shoot at it?
Turret on the sides, very easy pens on both sides, so the turret you can just go through it.
The side of the turret? Do you mean like head on or the
no,
actual
no, no,
flat
next
side?
next to the gun, obviously.
Okay, so front on, side of
Yes.
the gun
Flat
either
side next to the gun, both sides. You can pen it, especially with heat. It's fairly easy. If you can't see that, you can always pen it through the lower frontal plate as well. And depending on the angle, you have the how do you call that thing on the front of the track that you can pen through as well.
I believe it's mudguard.
Mudguards,
Yeah.
yes, you can pen through those as well on the right angle.
So important as a mouse player to do what normally you would not want to do, which is keep your turret turned after you shoot, really.
I like how #1 skills took even more damage here. It must be Kazna at this point.
His driver, he's now lost his driver. That's good blind firing, but here comes a move from Eurofish and Dares as they're going to get shots into... Actually, they're not going to shoot pure skills, they're just going to wait for their angle. His shots were coming down on from somewhere else. Now, you have to be careful not to get focused on trying to shoot into him, because this is time wasted and it's time for Rage.Quit able to rotate back around. But it looks like they're going to try and take out the mouse here, Daki.
Yeah, but they're wasting so many shells. Can they finally pick it up? No. Both of them on reload. Oh, it's Haiba though. That helps them out, but still, that was pretty bad shooting from Kazna.
Haiba with the save, but there's a rotation coming around now from Rage.Quit, and they're going to look to try and get the drop on someone, but Vetso up here on the hill is reloaded. Alien's about to come off and reload, and Urbis could be driving into a lot of danger here.
Urbis is pretty much dead as Vetso connects the last shell, which he should be able to. Then he... No. Actually,
Missed.
no.
Vetso, that was a super important shot. You needed to get Stefan with the save from the hill, but we see Vetso getting dropped there from Seba as he comes round. Alien's going to take out Seba in return, but Vetso could have saved himself by making sure that shot connected. Now, on the other side, we see the sweep coming in from Eurofish and Dares as they're going to jump onto Halu, and then #1 skills. All we have left is Gremic, and that's actually quite a comfortable push from Kazna in the end, although it was a scrappy one.
Indeed, very comfortable win here for Kazna, but really that was just a bad tactic from Rage.Quit, a bad setup. A setup that is flawed in essence. Kazna did the correct moves. We talked about you get somebody up on the mountain, you then push down the 8 line. Yes, Eurofist and Durs, realistically, if you're pushing a mouse, I'm not sure if they had APCR or heat loaded, but still, they should be able to pen him at least a little bit, or just wait until he turns his turret, because they can just sit there. If he wants to shoot them, he needs to turn that turret. You wait for him to turn, then you shoot him, obviously. Which they didn't really wait for. They tried to shoot on his angle. Didn't work out. Lucky Haiba was there to save them from that. But still, this setup from Rage.Quit is really outdated. Kazna knew exactly where they were. Kazna did the correct moves to break it as well. And the Grill and the RT really never came into this round at all. They had no real influence on it. Neither did Gremek. That's like 4 tanks, and like we said, with the mouse having so much HP, once he was dead, they were like on 5,000, and Kazna still had 10k left.
And this is something that's been highlighted before in Rage.Quit matches, that a lot of the time the tactics make sense, you know what they're going to do, but in that same respect, the enemy team knows exactly what they're going to do, and the tactics they're using are something that we've seen and that we've seen teams counter. So unless they do something different with the tactics, it's not gonna work for their favor.
Yeah, this shooting is not the greatest.
1, 2.
Well, they are shooting heat,
3,
but still not the greatest
4.
shooting.
Yeah. I mean, this one here from Vetso, you said he should get a shot, and then just as you say that, shumph,
Well,
he
286,
totally,
he should always kill him. I don't know how he missed that, to be honest.
totally throws it over the top of him. Tries to run away here, gets stopped in the bush as Seba comes round. Now, Stefan gets the kill here back into Seba as Alien trades shots with him. Good covering fire, but I mean, Vetso should have survived. And this little ram at the end from Gremic's quite interesting, pushes him up on top of to the rock. But that was it, completely in Kazna's favour by that stage. They finished in about 4,500 HP left in the battle.
Everything under control for Kazna in that round. Rage.Quit is going to have to do something else than the bare standard to beat a team like Kazna.
Yeah, but I mean, it was like I said as well, Rage.Quit were still sitting in that bottom corner. Kazna saw that push at the start. So you'd think, realistically, Rage.Quit should be thinking to themselves, well, they know we're here. They're not going to come down this
line. We see what teams do to throw a curveball. You know, you can go there, but you can get out. Kazna wasn't really spotting. You always have to take into account that the RT, Kazna is not going to be holding a lot of angles where you can spot from.
Yeah.
So what teams do is the bushes and behind the mouse, they put bad shots there, and they just wait for that push and they wreck it. But they didn't do it. They got wrecked. Next round.
Yep. Let's see if they can actually bring something back here in round 2 with the vehicles we have lined up on the screen here. And, oh, CDC. I wonder if Rage.Quit, Dak, are actually going to put any ammunition in it.
Well, last time when they played Mind's Attack, they brought a T-49 with a stock turret. They put it on the lower base in the water. They bring the stock turret on the T-49 because with the stock turret, you can hide behind it. Now, the CDC is a little bit bigger, so you can hide behind it even better. Now, this really does tell Kazna what Rage.Quit wants to do. It's like exactly the same thing with T-49, but with the CDC now. Drive the CDC onto the cap, put the IS-4 behind it, and cap that way. We saw it didn't work last time. Perhaps it works this time, but it could also still be a trap. You know, you bring the CDC, you make Kazna think, oh, they're going to go water again, but in reality, they go for the hill, for example.
Yeah, that's the danger if you're pulling out these tank lineups that are effectively one-trick ponies. If the enemy team knows the trick and knows how to deal with it, then your whole plan
That's
is
why
just
you make
gone.
a counter trap with it. So, you know, you do something they don't suspect, you push the hill, but then Kazna, they're obviously thinking about this as well because they see this lineup, they think, okay, so they're either going to do the water thing and react like this, but they still might try to surprise us with like a weird hill play, for example, so they have to prepare for that as well.
Okay, so Rage.Quit are potentially trying to trap Kazna. Kazna might see the trap, but the problem is that Rage.Quit's trap might not be the real trap. It could be a counter trap.
It's all mind
and
games.
are Kazna going to fall for the counter trap?
It's all mind
Trapception,
games.
basically.
It's all mind games. I remember once making a trap in Season 4 on Morovanka on the A-line, and after that, not a single team dared to go there anymore.
Were they scared of your traps?
Well, it worked.
Boy Scout Daki and his traps.
Stefan, I don't know if Stefan was in Wusa at that point, but the Wusa guys will remember.
A little wink to the camera, Daki.
No.
I know what you're scared you're gonna get.
No.
You're scared you're gonna get gift again. Is
Yes,
that what it is?
Sheesh is always watching. Okay.
Okay, so let's jump into the battle here. Round 2 on Mines. Can we get Kazna taking it 2-0, or are Rage.Quit going to bring it back to 1-1?
Okay, so no mind games here from Rage.Quit. They're going for the same style here. They'll put the TVPs to cover the crossing, the CDC on the cap. You can see the turret, the size of it, it's pretty big. And then they'll play with the IS-4 behind it.
But could Kazna think that Rage.Quit's trap was going to be another trap and not fall for the initial trap?
Yeah, mind games. It all depends on how Kazna sets up for this. Stefan should get the shot here on pure skill, but you know, once Halu gets behind that, it's very hard to hit that IS-4. We saw it last time, how hard it was already. And pure skill, do not turn your turret again. I really dislike it when those tier 8 players that are meant to suicide try to shoot, because sometimes they die at that point and then, you know, you lose the game.
Now, I joked about this earlier on, saying that I wonder if they're going to take ammunition in this. Gohard took the CDC before and didn't put ammunition in this. Explain that tactic, Daki.
Well, if you don't have ammunition, you obviously can't get ammo racked. That's how it works. So
And it was vital because they don't want the turret going away. They wanted the turret to stay there.
I have no idea what Rage.Quit is doing at this point. I mean, I don't know why they didn't just put pure skill on the cap anyways. Because now if he tries that again later, okay, look at Halu. Just go wrecked for that because pure skill abandoned him.
I don't think Rage.Quit actually quite know what they're doing right now either, Daki.
Well, they're counter pushing the hill, but that is not going to work out.
Already we see Urofish taking down Urwis. Number 1 skill's going to come around trying to get shots into Alien with Seba and Cactus. But Cactus is taking a massive amount of damage as well. Now, number 1 skill's going to be next focus as there's 2 Kazna tanks up here on the hill. They have hill dominance, and it's a shooting gallery for right now for them. They can just shoot down into Rage.Quit, completely uncontested. Now they need to run because Seba's going to try and come up, but Seba's not on the reload, Daki.
Seba is almost off of reload, but they lose Cactus in return. This was just not the greatest of plays here for Rage.Quit. Yes, they still have a lot of TVPs available, but they really need to start making some kills now to be able to win this round. And Seba, he doesn't even have enough ammo to kill Vetso.
And great driving there from Ders to get down without killing himself as Vetso now comes up on the hill and says, "Hey Seba, I've got some shots with your name on it, let's trade." Urofish now jumping down onto number 1 skills, who rolls off the hill to survive. Now, at the moment, Kazna crew still have 6 tanks in the game. Rage.Quit have 3 tanks left in the game. Well, Kazna just lost another one as Pure Skill actually is able to take out Ders, but Ders had hardly any health left. Uro now takes off Gremic, and this is going to Kazna quite comfortably, Daki.
Yeah, really don't like that play at all from Rage.Quit. They tried to throw a weird curveball here to surprise Kazna crew, but once you have that hill dominance, there's really not much you can do against it.
So, Rage.Quit, GG, well played. Unfortunately, Kazna crew knew exactly what you're going to do. You had a plan, you called it at the start exactly what they're going to do. It looks like once they started to do it, they were like, not sure if this should work.
I really
It's a bit of a
dislike.
crazy time to change your mind after you've
I
already
really
got a
dislike
tank
that
lineup.
play. They should have just gone for it. It would have been
Yeah.
better what they did here. Once Kazna already has the hill, counter-pushing the hill with TVPs who are one, as big as a house, two, not as quick as a bad shot, and have only 4 shells, so they can't really kill anything on its own, which we saw when Seba fought Vetso. They really should have just stuck with their original play. It would have worked because Pure Skill got onto the cap. They could have put the IS-4 behind it, and that had potential. We saw it last time it had potential. The only thing that ruined it was the fact that they could still get some HG shells through. Now
Yeah.
with the CDC it would have been harder, so don't understand why they decided to abandon the plan. Didn't work out.
Yeah, the hill push was a bit confusing as well because in order to get up onto the hill, they had to go around past the Kazna tanks already on the hill and had crossfire into the back of them.
Kazna
And then Kazna could run if they
Kazna
needed to.
completely wrecked the first TVP that tried to even do it. It was just really, again, not the greatest plan.
So let's have a look at the highlights, Daki, and just walk us through the hotspots here.
Well, this is where Udris just gets wrecked. You really jinxed him in the beginning. And these TVPs here, Ilian, he gets his full
Who's
clip
the next
off.
one? Who's the next one to lose
Cactus.
health?
He gets his full clip off, and then you just push the hill, and what are you going to do then? Cactus goes down here. Kazna in control that entire round.
Telling you, Daki, it's like I'm Death Note for these guys right now. I just need to say
Just
a player.
never mention my name again.
Just need to say a player's name at the start of the battle and say, "Hey guys, watch this one," and it goes the exact opposite way. So, Daki, next week I'm going to have a good look at who's in your fantasy team. I'm going to try and mention those players as much as possible.
I'm surprised you can even look that far down the bottom because you're very far up in the fantasy league. Like,
Really?
place 100
Really?
or something.
I'm surprised you can look so far up because of the weight of your hair pushing your head down.
It's evenly spread.
It's not evenly spread
I
at
had
all.
engineers working on this.
Engineers? The same engineers that Trump uses?
Yep.
Yeah, it does look like a wig now, to be honest. It's looking like a proper hairpiece.
You're just jealous. Stay away with your hands. Where have those been? I haven't seen you for 2 games. I do not trust that.
Under the table.
Doing what?
Playing drums.
Playing drums.
You should be know that. You should be good at that. Oh. Yeah?
No. No brain power today.
No brain power today. Okay, Daki, map number 2 is going to be Muravanka. How do you think Rage.Quit can get back into this?
Realistically, not at all. But
Oh!
I don't know. They need to win this 2-0 because it's really hard if they go 1-1 here. It's only 3-1 for Kazna, and then they have to do it on Himmelsdorf, which is really not an ideal map for them at all. So they're gonna have to win this 2-0.
Okay, yeah, they have to win it too, yeah. So let's bring up the lineups and have a look at the vehicles going to be used here now. And
Okay. Well, mouse
okay,
again.
Rage.Quit. Okay, mouse. It's never. You can't say mouse. You have to yell it
Really? Why?
because it's just mouse. Capital letters. You'll see in chat right now. Trust me, people will be typing mouse capital letters.
I will book a doctor's appointment for you next week.
Really?
Yep.
Thank you. I need that to deal with the earache I'm getting from you a lot of the time.
I am the most funny person in this office.
Funny. Yep. If your faces and my jokes, Stacky, we could go really far in
I
comedy.
think me and Angel Killer make like the best singing duo, okay? Party, make a
No.
party,
Stop.
shaker, shaker.
I can't even see chat right now, and I can just see all the what faces right now.
No, more like cup of pride.
No.
Yes,
No, not
for
like
sure.
this.
PogChamp.
Not like this. So, Daki, this tactic, this lineup from Rage.Quit.
It has to be one base because the mouse will never get to the second one.
Well, let's jump into the game and find out as we go Rage.Quit Kazna Crew here on Muravanka for map number 2. Now, Mouse to base number 1. Kazna Crew should be able to read this very easily.
Well, I mean, even if they didn't read it in the beginning, they'll figure out later because the mouse, you know.
It's not going to go to base 2, and it's
not-
not going to go through the forest.
It's not going to be a quick cap. I just don't see it coming with the mouse.
Oh, look at that. There's a discount on the Fort Knox bundle. Just pointing it out.
You know what I'm going to say, right?
What,
Starts with an S.
I don't know what you're going to say. No. You could do with that, Daki. You need all the gold you can get right now.
What do you mean?
Buy all the premium ammo that you keep spamming all the time.
That's the way to be a unicorn, mate.
To be a unicorn. Vetso and Gremic trading shots here already. 360 into Vetso from Gremic. Nothing in return. Vetso shooting right now is a bit suspect, Daki. He's not hitting his targets.
You shouldn't even make that peek. As soon as you proxy spot each other, Gremic has the advantage. And I wouldn't be surprised if at one point somebody just goes and kills Vetso, to be honest. But now the mouse, he's almost there.
Almost. Vetso, don't peek. He's aiming at you. If you're going to peek, he's going to get tracked. Like, that's the most dangerous peek ever. Here comes the mouse.
First bounce.
It's from Haiba. Well, Kazna crew read this one, ladies and gentlemen. It was a fairly easy read. Now, at some point, Kazna crew are going to come flanking in, but they're going to completely ignore that mouse. Let's hope, actually, that they can do a bit better than when he was shooting against Utopia and they wasted so many shots on Milosh that it was completely pointless actually shooting him in the end. Counter shot coming back out from the mouse as there's a rotation coming round Daki. Is this the right tactic?
Perhaps, if it gets spotted outward, it's a very easy overmatch onto Vetso, Haiba, and Eurofish, because this is 3 tanks out of the game. And it's going to be hard to even pen the mouse. Now, number 1 skills is going to be shielding pure skill here, probably. As we can see, shields to 1390. Look at the positioning of the mouse. Look how he is covering his 1390 buddy, so he can't get resetted from the forest.
So, AMX and mouse here going for cap tactics. A lot of skill involved from number 1 skills and pure skills.
Terrible. Terrible.
Don't be jelly, just because you couldn't say it.
I didn't want to even make that pun.
That's because I read it off your bit of paper in front of you. You had it written up ready to go. Cactus trading shots with Vetso. Vetso getting shots back in return, but there goes the push that you said. Why doesn't someone just go in and kill Vetso? But Vetso's managing to survive. He has 2 shots, but nope. Yeah, he just jinxed it.
He goes completely down for that. Eurofish now trying to help him. It was obvious, it's logical at one point for that push to come out, but Kazna, they're making a counter push against Urwis.
Urwis looks like he's going to be the first one to drop for Rage.Quit, and it does so. Cactus is on very, very low HP as well, 110, as there's a bit of a cap rush right now from Rage.Quit. Looks like they're going to drive all the way through to get the kills onto Kazna. They could actually swing this one, Daki, but they really need to make those shots count here.
Yeah, they have to be careful about Haiba as well. If they leave him alive, it's going to be bad for them. Now, Elin is providing cover, and they actually lose pure skill, but Haiba is very important at this point. If he stays alive, that is shell after shell onto the sides of this D57 heavies.
So Kazna crew reforming their gun lines after Rage.Quit. I would say a bit overextended here. Now they're surrounded by Kazna. Rage.Quit need to pick a direction and go for it, or they're just going to take shots from everywhere. As you see Haiba just bouncing into Halu there, or missing into Halu. Nexus going to face off against Gremic here. Nexus can easily take this trade. Gremic wasn't even looking at him. Hello, Gremic. You're going to go here in a minute. Nexus has to be careful now of Cactus. Cactus trading with Stefan at the top. Great covering fire there from Nexus onto Cactus. Gremic still thinks he can get a shot, but Nexus is going to run away and reload. Stefan taking shots as well. Daki, this is just going absolutely crazy right now.
It's going absolutely terrible for Rage.Quit. All the HP is on Seba. They can't do anything about Haiba. They can't do anything about Stefan. They're just going to pretty much roll over and die at this point, as there's nothing really to be done for them at all. Haiba being alive, like I said, crucial at this point. And these 2 T57s, yeah, they can do some damage, but it's not going to change the outcome of the round.
Kazna crew still with the surround here on Rage.Quit, and every time a batch at reloads, they're just going in one at a time to get shots there. Haiba getting the kill on Gremic, Nexus getting the kill on Halu. All we have left is Seba doing a little duel here with Nexus. Nexus had nowhere to go into the building, but that's it. I mean, Seba only has 187 health left, and it's going to be Haiba that's probably going to get this kill, I guess.
Perhaps Stefan.
Or Stefan. one out of 3 ain't bad, you know? Picked the wrong one, picked the wrong one.
It's like you're shooting in randoms.
Hey! If only I shot gold, I could be like Judaki.
You also
Could almost be as golden as your face.
You also
before
have
that.
to use rations, know the boost.
Rations? Rations?
Rations. Same
Rations,
thing.
rations? Ruh-roh.
I use raisins.
Raisins? You like raisins, do you?
No, actually, I hate them.
Why did you say use them then?
I don't know. My crew likes them.
Okay. Top damage, who do you think it was? You can actually check, can't you? Stefan, you going to say?
Haiba.
Haiba. We'll have Daki check right now, ladies and gentlemen. We'll actually get him to do some work and find out.
I should have shot Stefan.
Yeah, it was Stefan.
But he's only like 9 damage
Doesn't
ahead
matter.
of Haiba.
Doesn't matter. You were wrong. It's okay. It's all that matters.
See, I wanted to say Stefan.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Let's not argue.
Let's
not argue.
agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree. Every time someone says that, I want to smack them in the mouth.
Do
When
it.
someone says, let's agree to disagree, it's just them saying, well, I'm wrong, but I'm not going to admit I'm wrong.
I'm not wrong. I wanted to say Stefan, but you
didn't say
forced
Stefan.
me not to
You
say
didn't say
Stefan.
Stefan.
And it was only 9 points of health anyways.
Okay, it doesn't matter. So Kazna crew now 3-0 up Dake. Let's have a look at the highlights. Talk us through them here.
Well, at this point, it is the overmatch here against Fetzo, which was fine, like really fine. That was good. Eurofish took too much damage for that, but here at this point, they left Haiba alive. I don't understand what you were doing when you leave the E5 alive behind you. What do you think is going to happen?
The E5 alive. You're a poet and you don't know it. Awkward silence.
I'm just quickly processing that one. You're a poet and you don't know it.
Yep.
Oh my.
Rhymes, Dake, see?
Rhymes and lines.
Okay, now, Rage.Quit down 3 matches to Kazna. I noticed again in that round, the first 2 people to die in Rage.Quit were Urwis and Cactus.
I think Pure Skill is the greatest player on this planet.
Pure Skill is the one to watch for, ladies and gentlemen.
Gremek,
Yes.
standout
Pure Skill
performance
and Gremek.
throughout this season.
See if we can save Cactus and Urwis. So Pure Skill and Gremek, they're the ones to watch this next round. Actually, perhaps Haiba. Yeah, keep an eye on Haiba. He's standout player right now for Kazna. See if this works or not. Maybe we won't have to do it at the start when it's the team sheets. Maybe that's the only time it works. It only works for me when I try and highlight somebody and try and say, watch this guy, and
Illuminati confirmed.
big time, big time. Now, let's have a look at the lineups going into round 2 here on Muravanka.
Okay, so IS4, some teams like E5, some teams like IS4. The IS4 is more towards the 3 line, while the E5 can play 1 line as well. The STB for the 1 line, and obviously a TVP. And Kazna crew, the double tier 9 bat shot, the gorilla, and 4 bat shots on top of that. Not bad. They can do whatever with that. They've gone forest, they've gone 1 base. They can clear the bushes. We've seen last time Stefan very effective at clearing those bushes as well. So perhaps there's a chance here.
I think Kasna's going to go for a cap rush. They have a super fast lineup here. I think they might just try and say, guys,
doubt
we
it.
can win this quickly.
I doubt it, actually.
We'll see. We'll see.
I think
They've
they're going to
got-
go forest.
They've got a speedy lineup.
Well, they always bring a speedy lineup, but half the time they go forest and the other time they go to the base.
Okay, well, let's find out as we jump into Muravanka here. Round 2, Kazna crew leading Rage.Quit 3-0. Can Kazna crew make it 4-0, or can Rage.Quit make it 3-1?
You might be right. How did this happen? Where did I go wrong? Kazna crew here going for the quick cap. After all, with 3 bat shots, it seems like pure skill for Rage.Quit is going in the bushes. And Ryan, what got it right once in a million?
Well, now we just need to see who dies first and see if we do really jinx players or not by highlighting them. Because we did say that Haiba and Kazna crew, and we mentioned it was #1 skills and Gremek. So we'll find out in just a second. Haiba is the lead.
This could still be a
Back chat
bait,
here.
though. This could still be a bait. You can put triple cap pressure and then run away, but not really with Alien's position.
So the STB one expected, nobody really there opposite to counter. Does he have the angle from there? I mean, Haiba gets himself spotted. He spots Seba. They knew Seba was going to be there.
No, he doesn't. Gremek already took a big shot from Stefan in return, though, for peeking up there with the TVP.
Careful, Haiba. We highlighted you as a joke, mate. That doesn't mean you've got to run out and die first. Seba shoots and misses. #1 skill's going to come round, and this is a point where Kazna crew might break and go after him.
Indeed, but I think Isna is getting chased down in return as well, and this is not a good start for Kazna.
Isni is going to get himself dropped here. He's caught in the middle of a Rage.Quit. Isni is the first one to die here on Kazna crew. Now, Rage.Quit are taking a lot of damage in return, but Vetso is also being dropped down low. So is Haiba. Haiba is now dead, actually, from Kazna crew. Daki, this might actually go completely wrong for them.
It has completely gone wrong for them. They went for that cap, which I didn't agree with, but it didn't work out at all. They're now probably going to get wrecked by the entirety of Rage.Quit. #1 skills is still alive here. The IS4, finally somebody picks him up, but at what cost? Rage.Quit is far ahead in this round.
Too little, too late from Kazna. You saw Nexus bouncing about 3 shots into the IS4 there of #1 skills. #1 skills, first one to die on Rage.Quit. Daki, we did curse it. Hopefully Gremek will be able to survive a bit longer. Now, Kazna crew with 3 tanks left, Rage.Quit with 6 tanks left. This is going in Rage.Quit's favour, and this is, I would say, GG at this stage completely.
Yep, it is at this point. Not much to do for Kazna crew except for to go in, do some damage, and probably die in a ball of fire.
Now, for those not familiar with the game right now, the little symbols beside the tanks is the damage that they've taken on particular modules. Now, Eurofish there has damaged tracks, Alien has damaged tracks, and a damaged tank turret ring is that symbol. It's confused us before. So that's the turret ring, which means it's going to affect the turret speed ratio of when he's trying to turn to get stuff. Always confused by that one, so kind of looks like a fuel tank, but doesn't, and somebody did correct me.
You were right, but it was the wrong play.
Correct. I was right, but it was the wrong play. But I was right.
You were right. I did say you were right, but
we didn't ask at the start. Is this going to be the right play?
It's the wrong. It was the wrong play, though.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing. We can agree to agree.
Indeed, it was a 60-50% chance for Kazna to win that one.
It was more. 50,
maybe if
60.
maybe if they brought an FE2121215B heavy, they would have done better in that one. To be honest.
Did you say it right that time?
Well, it was FE2121215B heavy, I think, is how I said it. I didn't even realize that.
You should write it down. You did. You did say it. Because we had caster reviews. We were watching the videos,
but
and Daki just, before he even came up, Daki's like, this is where I mess it up.
Yeah, that's because somebody like 15 guys went like, hey, Daki, where's the FE21215B heavy?
The two FE2215B, yeah. Good tank. Good tank.
I just have to roast some players. I mean, maybe if Spoink paid more attention to his gameplay than to my casting, they would have won against Ding.
Let's have a look at the highlights, Daki. Talk us through what went wrong.
Isna here getting caught out by two bad
look
shots.
Look at his position. He's so far
No,
out
he's
there.
just trying to spot, but then these bad shots, look how many shells.
Look at this, like here. So he's like, #1 skill is a one shot here. One. No, we don't see it, but there was at least 3 shots there from Nexus into #1 skill. He was able to survive way longer than he should have.
#1 skills blocked 3.2k damage.
3.2k damage in an IS-4. I mean, normally it's a pain in the butt to shoot at, but in Pro League, these guys are, you know, seasoned veterans. They should not be wasting so many shots.
You're also loading APCR onto an IS-4, who's
and
at a weird...
used HE, because
HE always does damage.
Yeah.
No, but they're shooting APCR on a weird angle, the IS-4, so it's not always as easy, doesn't always work out. And then you get stuff like this, but still, it was the wrong play from Kazna. I don't know why they didn't go to their bush clearing strategy. Perhaps they wanted to close it out quickly, like you said, but quickly doesn't always win the race.
Yep, slow and steady sometimes.
Slow and steady always wins the race.
Not always.
Most of the time.
Now let's have a look at the lineup for the next map, which is going to be on Himmelsdorf. Now, nothing really jumps out at me here, Daki, on this particular round.
No, not really. Rich could maybe watch some round of oops.
Yeah, it's a lot of AMX 50Bs there. It could be quite brutal for Kazna to break through, especially in Kazna on the defense.
Rage.Quit, they're bringing on the offense here. That's going to be interesting to see how they use that one. It has to be a counter push at some point. If they go 8 line, they have to counter push at some point to take out some heavies. I mean, if they get the 50Bs from Kazna, then they have a really good chance because, you know, they can reload, come back in, clip somebody else, get out again. Really, it depends on how Kazna set up at the IS-4. You know, it could provide a very hard to deal with. Unless, of course, these 50Bs have HE clips, then they just, you know, bring down Haiba with HE.
Yeah, I'm worried that it's going to be a lot to do for the AMX 50Bs of Kazna crew. But let's find out as we jump into Himmelsdorf here for map number 3. Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be how important, how well they land their shots, Stacky, from the autoloaders here, the 50Bs.
And everybody from Rage.Quit is moving up. And look at Kazna. They seem aware of what's happening. They're only sending Nexus and Isna, but everybody else is crossing over. They have a pretty good read here right now what Rage.Quit is going to do or plans on doing.
Now, are Kazna going to set up down...
Just going to make a trap.
Are they going to set up like on C8, where we saw I think it was Kaizu getting absolutely annihilated in his E100 when he crossed that area last night. That was a
Well,
brutal crossing.
Kazna is suspecting an 8 line here, but it didn't come out from Rage.Quit. So now, I mean, they're getting a lot of info here with Eurofish and Vetso pushing forwards. They know it's not 8 line. They know it's not K line either, but
Kazna don't actually have anyone to spot them coming down
they,
here.
they know. They have to know.
They
Stefan
have
and
to know
Elin are now repositioning. So the issue is, though, that now it's not E100s that are going to cross the gap. It's 50Bs.
50Bs.
Those
So
are speedy.
they should be able to at least take down one, though, if they can get
No,
the tracking shots.
they-
But
they
they don't
won't.
have everyone. Like
They-
Haiba and
they-
Eurofish are not facing.
They won't even see them depending on how they go, but not if Rage.Quit
Wow.
decide to drive like this, though.
Rage.Quit. Rage.Quit, if you do this right, like there's one, don't take the bait. This is going to be okay. Side armor, best armor, not always the best tactic there. Gremic coming in with his shots as well. Trade for trade, Alien's taking damage, Gremic's taking damage. Rest of Kazna are going to need to rotate back around. You see Nexus coming back up as well. Isni's getting spots out and other people trying to get shots himself. That's a cheeky little shot from him in the AMX 1390. Now, this is going to be super important for shots landed in target priority, Daki.
Yeah, but Rage.Quit still have a pretty good wraparound here with Seba and Halu. Kind of late since Nexus will be in position, and Pure Skill is kind of like stuck here. He doesn't know what to do exactly, but now Cap has started, so there's at least something going in favor here of Rage.Quit.
Shots going in there to number one skill. 3 shots there going in, only 1 actually connected from Kazna. Now, Kazna want these 113s to be the ones that Rage.Quit want to shoot at. They want Rage.Quit to leave their autoloaders, but Rage.Quit are going to know if we can take down the autoloaders of Kazna, that's going to be a huge swing in their favor.
Indeed. Now, Pure Skill really, I'm not sure what he's doing there. He's like so stuck, can't move anywhere. But Kazna, I'm going to have to make a move at some point because, you know, the way it is right now, there's nobody to really reset Seba, and they need to cross over through a gap where there's a lot of cover here. Their best play would probably be to peek where Haiba is, but there's still a lot of cover there. They need to take down number one skill somehow.
Haiba going in for the reverse side scrape here in the IS-4. That's going to be real difficult to try and get through, as he can try and spot someone and get a shot off. We'll see that coming in just a second. Now, looks like, nope. Urwis is actually going further around, so it looks like more of Rage.Quit are starting to rotate around to the A-line.
Indeed, and Pure Skill is really dead here, I think.
Is there going to be a counter rotation now from Rage.Quit? As we see Pure Skill getting dropped, Halu getting dropped as well. He was the first one round in the AMX 50B. 10 seconds left on the cap circle. Kazna Crew need to go in and reset. There's the reset coming in from Kazna Crew. Down to 30 seconds though. There's more tanks from Rage.Quit coming in. Now the fight is happening here in the middle. Rage.Quit are a bit 6s and 7s trying to work out which direction they need to shoot at. Stefan's on a reload, Haiba's coming in. The rest of Kazna Crew should be able to get their guns to bay here as we see Gemrick getting dropped. That's another 50B lost on Rage.Quit. Number one skills is about to drop in the 113 Daki, and this is going to be Kazna's game.
Yeah, especially because Seba with all the HP is now getting chased down by Nexus, who comes off of reload right now. And that push from Rage.Quit, I don't know why they did it, but it's not going to work out at all, and now they're pretty much lost this round at this point.
From the movement coming in here from Rage.Quit, the danger is that they took so long, they allowed Kazna to get good positioning, and then when Rage.Quit made their push, Kazna were able to shoot at them from multiple directions, and Rage.Quit, it seemed, didn't have any idea which direction to focus on.
Indeed. Now Urwi's the last one standing here. Maybe he can ram Vatsu to that. Perhaps. Let's see.
Ram kills, always the best kills. Urwis though taking 632 damage for that. Nexus comes round, cheeky little shot in the back. He's now on the reload. Gonna drive right round into Haiba and Eurofish, whichever one reloads first.
It's going to be Eurofish. Yeah, Eurofish got the first shot though.
And there we go. So Kazna Crew stepping 4-1 up against Rage.Quit here on Himmelsdorf. Match point to Kazna Crew. Scrappy fight when it happened. I mean, at one point it was down to 10 seconds, but Rage.Quit, I mean, the first AMX 50B there, the focus fire on it was insane.
That
He
counter push, really not that great.
down.
And Pure Skill, when he came off that hill and spotted them in the 8 line, realistically, he just keeps going. Like, he just keeps driving forward, comes back around the other corner, and if they, like, instantly push the A line after that, then perhaps they could have gotten on the cap, taking control over the A4 position. If you take that window, there was really nobody there covering them. They should have realized that there's a potential for that. They come, drive down the A line, you keep pushing, you take that window there, then you just play on the corner, on the cap with the other guys, and probably they would have really easily won that round, but they played too passive, they played too slow, and they drove into the crossfire of Kazna later on.
It's interesting. I mean, who's the shot caller for Rage.Quit?
Number 1 skills.
Number 1 skills. So to be a bit more decisive, I guess. But the tactic wasn't bad. It was a sound tactic. It just
Didn't seem to
stalled.
know how to react when Kazna, when they spotted Kazna, they had no clue what to do. They were like,
Okay, we've watched the video up until now, guys. What do we do now? It's like, well, in the video I was watching, the team lost, but this is where they got to, you know? Let's have a look at the highlights, Daki, and you can talk us through them.
well, at this point, they had 8 seconds left on the cap. I don't know how Seba actually got resetted. Who resetted him?
Halu, I mean, maybe it was the Nexus.
Or maybe one of the 50Bs had some cap. That could have been that as well.
If you collide with a teammate in a cap circle, would that reset?
No,
That
it
wouldn't
doesn't.
reset?
Team damage doesn't count as resets.
Okay. Deso just slowly stalking these targets here.
And at this point, it was already over. Nexus comes off reloads and just easily kills Seba.
It's a bit of a scrappy close from Kazna. They were in control there quite comfortably, but I mean the finishing off here is they still comfortably win it with about 4k damage left, but
Well, you're always going to take a lot of damage if you play against a full Clipper lineup almost, you know, with the 450Bs in the one batch shot. You're always going to take a lot of damage because they're always going to get some shots off. So, I mean, yeah.
and fair play to Urwis, he wasn't the first one dead this time. Don't know, Kazna wasn't, Cactus wasn't the first one dead either, so the curse is starting to lift now.
Thank God for that.
Let's have a look at the lineups going into round 2 here on Himmelsdorf. Now, we're seeing a Waffentrager 4 here, Daki, and also a 5120.
Waffentrager, he's going to play with the small gun, which gives him nice alpha.
With the wee gun.
The JT gun.
The wee gun.
So he's going to probably play with this one. He could also play with the big one, but that one is like inaccurate. You shoot heat, very hard to hit with.
Why a 5120?
Because of Clipper, you know, it has a good gun. It's quick, has a good gun, can pretty much do the same as a 50B, and then the Waffentrager kind of replaces a Gorilla in a small sense. He'd probably go on the hill, I'd say, go to B0 and play from there where we see Gorillas play from. I guess. I wouldn't... I'm just thinking, and I don't think I could see the Waffentrager being used effectively anywhere else.
Okay, and for Rage.Quit's lineup?
Well, it's the same one as they brought last round, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do a similar Oops-esque style where they go defend the 8 line from there and then perhaps push. So might be another collision there in the 9-0 line, to be honest.
Well, let's find out if Kazna can take the whole match here as we go into round 2 on Himmelsdorf. Kazna in the lead. 4-1 here against Rage.Quit.
So Rage.Quit here, not a surprise that they're going over to that side, and Kazna sending up the Waffentrager, also no real surprise there as well. 51-20 down because he's so quick. So both these teams starting off like we would expect them to. Kazna could go very aggressive in the 8 line if they wanted to, but I'm not sure if that's their style because the Waffentrager obviously isn't as quick as the Gorilla, so he's going to need some more time to get in position.
Kazna crew. We've got Dares up on the hill. We're going to be looking for some targets. Pure Skill sitting down there on the train tracks, covering number 1 base. Urwis slightly above him. Dares gets some proxy spots down into Halu and Gremic. Eurofish covering the courtyard here in the 113. Fairly slow play start from Kazna. Nothing lightning. Nothing new.
I mean, no surprise there. They're just kind of feeling out where the guys from Rage.Quit are. They got some nice spots off now, so they can kind of start reacting now. I wouldn't be surprised if at one point they back off, they go towards the K line, they take that, because they know how many tanks from Rage.Quit are in the 8 line area. Never seen Kazna done it before. No real surprise if they retract, go K line, and play from there on. But Rage.Quit going for the hill here. It's risky. There still has a lot of shells available. Eileen is covering between them two. Could make a nice crossfire up there.
It's like they can't decide whether they want to go up or down. Halu with a strange way of aiming his gun. Gremic's aiming up the hill, but Halu isn't. Gremic takes a shot there. Halu still with his gun down there. I hope he's not disconnected or something like that. And now Cactus just sitting on this corner, covering down towards the banana road where number 1 Skills is further down in him. Dare's still just dancing about on the hill, proxy spotting number 1 Skills. Gremic still with that turret just sitting to the side. Now he's starting to move his turret. But very...
Rage.Quit like really needs to push the hill right now, just clean it up. There are so many tanks in the area that they can afford to push up to it. 350 piece, 1 batcha. Just go up, guys. At least clear out the hill, make Kazna crew rotate. Right now, they're just wasting a lot of time, a lot of tanks in one position that are really not contributing to the battle at all. Either they go up or they abandon that position, because all this time, they're giving Kazna crew the 1-2 line. Slowly but surely, Kazna will take it, no matter how long it takes, and Urwis takes some more damage leaving it.
Here comes the hill push, just as you said. There's might spot it. He does. He spots all three, and he's like, oh, heck, time to run, guys. He's going to get the heck out of there. He's only actually saw all 4 of them. Urwis spotted up top as well. Pure skill spotted by Haiba. So Kazna crew know exactly where all of the tanks from Rage.Quit are right now. Kazna crew, do you think they're going to rotate and go into cap number 1, Daki?
They should put a triple cap pressure right now. They're actually really slow at doing it as well. As soon as this happens, you see those tanks driving up, you put triple cap pressure, and you force somebody to reset. Now, it took them very long to drive on this cap. You know, a team like Ding, they would already be like 3 guys on this cap right now, capping it.
I mean, Kazna had a read of the entire team there from Rage.Quit. They were all spotted at the same time. Now, Pure Skill sitting in this bush has vision. Kazna crew are just, again, really slow to rotate around. Now, the rest of the tanks from Rage.Quit coming around the corner, looks like we're going to get a fight in the bottom road. Elaine gets a shot into Gremic. Now, the rest of Kazna are waiting there. Shots going into Seb, but they're going to have to stop and hide behind this building. The push from Rage.Quit have been stopped right on the corner here by Kazna crew. They had the gun line waiting on them. This is scrappy play from Rage.Quit, effectively came driving down into a trap. The cap circle was just a bait. The rest of Kazna crew weren't going to go there. They were waiting here for a fight, Daki.
Yeah, indeed, and Rage.Quit coming off that hill, like, what's up, guys? What is happening? Now, they're going to get wrecked for this one. That was not the correct play at all. Coming off that hill, not even checking their corner, just coming around, and Seba doing exactly the same thing. I mean, Kazna, yeah, they could have put triple cap pressure, but if Rage.Quit is going to give it to them, then they'll take it.
And there was a push coming in here against Vetso in the courtyard in the middle, but Haiba was able to give crossfire to help Vetso to keep him surviving. Halu has 3 shots here, missing with the first one already, connects with the second one, needs to get the last one here. He does, but he took a lot of damage in return for that, so the remaining tanks from Rage.Quit are not going to offer much support as they come in to try and deal with what's left of Kazna, and a great bait from Kazna, waiting down at their spawn area at K0 for the tanks to come down from Rage.Quit, and it was a really nice little trap there.
Not sure if it was an intended trap, but it did work out. A lot of not checking of corners here, basic stuff for Rage.Quit that they are not doing, costing them severely in this round. Kazna could have closed it even easier, but I mean, Rage.Quit really gifted this round to them. It's freebie, if you want to say it like that, pure skill. It's going to get rammed by Thirst here. Nope, Eurofish is going to steal it.
Eurofish with the final killing blow there on Rage.Quit. Kazna crew winning that